company is called Fitness EM, and we are an 11-year-old company that designs, markets, and manufactures fitness and exercise products designed exclusively for women and sell them through retail right now. So our customer base includes most of the larger retailers in the country, from Target to Walmart to Bed Bath & Beyond, Sears, TJ Maxx. Business is robust, but as I'm sure everyone would agree with, it's also quite challenging. So as we have evolved our business, we've got about 40 employees and around $20 million in revenue. And our business is good. It's not great. Constantly striving to say, what is the next step? Where do we go as an organization? And so recently I have, I guess, resigned my position as the operations director and brought on a chief operation officer so I can focus on the vision of the company. And my vision at this point is to attack the challenges that our society has in the area of health and wellness. We've been making fitness and exercise products for 20 years, but yet our society is on this tailspin of decay. And so part of the, taking that vision and as far as how can we capitalize on our foundation of fitness and exercise and morph it into more of a holistic approach to health, and how do we help people? Our focus is mom. How do we focus on mom and help her family, help her children? How do we go and move forward to affect change? So I've got this grand vision. I sort of use the analogy, I've set my nav system to where I want to be, and it's just a matter of what roads we take. What we're doing as an organization is what are the next steps for us? And so I've hired a chief operating officer to come in and run the day-to-day operations. Very seasoned guy, very articulate, knows his stuff. And so what I'm going to do is sort of morph into what is the next step for us. And our next step is how do we generate revenue and profits from sources outside of our existing channel base. And so we live in the world of retail, and anyone that's ever dealt with retail knows over the last, call it decade or so, things have changed dramatically, whereas there were a substantial number of retailers that have disappeared. Multi-billion-dollar corporations, retailers, die on the vine because they missed something. For example, a Blockbuster Video, great company, robust, but somebody stepped in that had a different business model. And so what we're trying to do now is, my focus is, how do we generate revenue from sources outside of retail? And one of those, one of the approaches, or the approach that we're focused on at this point, is a direct-to-consumer business model. How do we take our knowledge and expertise and foundation in the area of fitness and exercise, and how do we capitalize on that experience and take that knowledge and share that with as many people as we can through the latest and greatest technologies of internet marketing. So a piece of the driving force that we're going after is, yes, we right now we don't even have a transactional website. So we have the ability to get people there, and we can't sell them anything. Wonderful, great job, Mike. But the point is, it's not that it wasn't intentional, because 2 years ago we set on a path that was, we need to become great at something. And we went through, as a lot of businesses go through, you go through the life cycle of business, and you go from infant to adolescent to teenager to young adult. And as we've gone through this transition, what we found is, okay, we're at this new stage in our business, and we need to get our act together from a process and procedure perspective. So 2 years ago, we set out on a path that said, we need to become great at doing what we do. And that meant a substantial amount of infrastructure change, infrastructure implementation, processes, procedures. we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants. So we're in the adolescent stage, and so we're evolving to what I call the young adult stage. And as we go through that evolution, as we had gone through that, the objective was to make sure we're great at retail. So there was no attention to having a fancy website or having these other things. I guess I'll close with this. The point is that, you know, as we have evolved, we're at that next stage. We're at the next stage of our business now, and we're fortunate to be able to aggressively go after these alternate sources of revenue strategies because we currently have an infrastructure in place that allows us to continue to excel in the area that we're at.